shoot a robbery suspect after he allegedly opened fire on officers. This happened late last night at the 7-Eleven on Independence and Windsor Oaks Boulevards. Investigators say officers were staking out the store after a series of robberies in the area. They jumped into action when they saw two masked men enter the store. One suspect pulled out a gun and fired at one of the officers. The bullet went through one of the officers' pant legs. Police returned fire, hitting the armed suspect, and right now Jasper Wynn and Jaquil McPhail face serious charges, including attempted capital murder and robbery. Our newsroom is working to gather more details here.